Do you feel it, my friends? The magical allure, the magnetism of the bones, the energy that I have been infused with. This is so familiar. Oh, I know exactly what it feels like. It feels like diamonds. Everybody loves these bling blangs. Look at how many profits I have collected. I have sold out the bones and I've just been over here restocking them. But that comes with some other good news. I have finished placing every single bone block inside of the ribcage. And that is precisely why I am now able to actually stock up the shop. But look at this, bone blocks, we've harvested a few. Where's the placing statistic? There. 25,000 blocks have been placed. And before we go and see the ribcage, I have a little bit of a story to tell you. And I have also been heavily distracted by how the free cam mod can be used when you're in flight. And so can the zoom key. Oh, the helmet looks so good. So good. I gotta watch out though, I'm about to crash. Woo! So my friends, here is the spot that I come to get my bone blocks, and here's the last of them. I had a helping hand from Corrales over here, who's been an absolute sweetheart. Not only helping me AFK for some bones, but crafting them up into bone blocks too. Yes, what you are looking at right now is the farm in action, like you've seen it before in the past, but this time things are different, and that's because Corrales and me were actually AFK together up here in the sky, which should means we get like twice the amount of mobs inside of the farm. And here is where I have a rather big surprise for you. If we have a closer look at the mob farm, you might notice that zombie at the top walking back to the middle, and other zombies in here are actually using their AI pathfinding and fighting against the water, which is rather peculiar because when I came back here later, they weren't doing this at all. And this is important because mobs aren't supposed to use their pathfinding on scaffolding. It's the whole reason we built that type of farm. And this coincides with another absolutely fascinating mystery here on the Hermitcraft server. This is an army of mobs that I believe has come from the mob farm you saw a moment ago, but they're all just drifting in one direction together, and there are hundreds of them. They're all holding items which I believe they picked up on the platform, and that means they haven't despawned. They've made their way into the water, heading to this direction, and they've been converted into drowns. Now this morning when I got back on AFKing overnight for the bones, they were all gone. But it turns out that I just lost my bearings and went in the wrong direction. You see, over here is Impulse's farming district, and that, my friends, has villagers inside of it. So when I was flying around with my camera account, I just lost my bearings and kind of thought I was heading towards this spot. So where are they all heading now, I wonder? Okay, this is so stupid. I recorded a whole bunch of stuff over here earlier, and they are actually heading in this direction, but when you fly over top, it's not so obvious. When you drop down into the water and swim about, there's one here. Oh, look, no, there's more. There's more. There's a lot of them. I gotta be careful. And rather than heading in one direction together like you saw earlier, it kind of looks like they all just decided to sink. So hopefully I'm out of range now. We're going to use the free cam this time to get in and amongst them. And it turns out the free cam is no good at looking underwater when you, the player, are above it. So with the camera account, like we did earlier, we're going to fly over here. These ones are like not heading in that direction anymore. And there's a heck of a lot of them over here. Okay, we're heading closer and closer to Impulse's villagers. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but they've all decided to stop drifting in that direction. So they were heading towards the villagers, but now they're not, and this is just very mysterious behaviour. Well anyways, the whole reason we're actually out here is because Corrales has been a champ AFKing, helping us out, because I needed to get a whole bunch of bone blocks. Yes, I was over there in the ribcage placing down the last of mine. He was over here AFKing so I could get more, and that's because we need to finish the ribcage as soon as possible. So it turns out when we update to 1.19, which might be later on in this episode, we will no longer have Light Matica available to us, and thus I had a real incentive to finish the ribcage project. And obviously, that was only a portion of it, but this was because time was running out and I needed to do things in a way which wouldn't be great for a time lapse. So it sort of looks like I haven't done the job right, especially when it comes to lighting things up. But as we have a closer look, you might notice that some of the edges here are a little different, and if I am to just look over the edge, aha, right, I've done all of the work around the edges with the bones, which is what we needed the schematic for, and now we just got to remove the stone in the middle and kill all of the creepers. Okay, hopefully it's safe to drop down, but I will do that a little at a time. And you can see that this thing goes really deep down and it has been one monstrous grind, but I have plugged away at it and yeah, just chiseled out all of these bones all the way down to the very bottom. And I say that, but this is the bottom of the spine where more bone blocks could have been placed. However, when I looked at it like this, I realized that the bottom around this level is just going to be black concrete, so there was no reason to go down low any further than that. And as I fly around here, you can kind of get a sense of just how big this thing is. Whew, what a project, right? And getting out of here can be a little precarious too, although I found a good spot to fly up there. So obviously we need to clear out all of this stone down to the very bottom, and I'm going to be doing that very soon with the help of my fellow hermits. We're planning on doing this in a Hermits Help Hermits stream, so when you see this place next, all of the stone should be gone. And then that means we'll be free to start using the ribcage by using parts of the ribs to create connections to farms and projects around our base. It's going to be wonderful, but first of all, we need to tackle the storage system. And if you watched the last episode, you'll know that the challenge was for me to categorize all of the stackable items in the game into the chests that you see behind me. And if you're wondering why I'm now yellow, this is just my camera account and I'm in Minecraft 1.19 at the moment. I figured since we're about to update, it would be a good idea to include those categories, as there are quite a few items in 1.19 that need to be integrated into our storage system. And the mangrove here is the first thing I think I want to set up. So when we're on 1.19, I'm probably just going to fly off into the distance, find a mangrove swamp and get my hands on some wood. But anyways, I've tried to prioritize these in order of relevance, like I'm putting all my redstone, utility, blocks and light sources first. And I'm not going to go through each of these one by one. I figured out the best way to share them with you. That is to take screenshots of the inside of these chests, like when we open them. I can then use that as reference material when I'm on Hermitcraft trying to set this stuff all up. So we'll do a little time lapse, a short one. You can have a look at all the decisions that I've made. And so I finished all of that with some space to spare, and maybe we'll merge some of the smaller categories together in the future. One thing I wanted to mention, this was like all the sea items together, and look at that, only one slot free. And next door to it was concrete, which is where I decided I'd put all the dyes to. And then the hay bale represents farming, so all of the farming related things, including like mushroom blocks, are in here. And I believe I haven't left out a single block, so now I can start to put this together on the Hermitcraft server. And it, my friends, is going to take so much time. I've actually put in quite a few hours just placing the blocks you see behind me, partially setting up some of the filters, and it's just something that I need to take care of in the background. But here is something really cool that I decided to do. I took the screenshots of all of those chests, then I batch cropped them so that you could easily see the part of the image you actually wanted to look at, and then with them in a folder like this, I was able to rename and therefore reorder them, and so I put some of the busier chests at the front of the line. So with those files as a reference, I can go around to the filter at the back and match them. Anyway, I said that we were moving on. Now we're going to talk about the ribcage, because the ribcage, my friends, oh, can you see it? kind of. It has been finished. I had the help. Well, what just happened? I had the help of my fellow hermits, and together we managed to knock out all of the stone that was remaining inside of this place, and we did it in just 30 minutes. So, a big thank you to the hermits, Joe, Cleo, Hypno, and Jevin, coming over here, helping me grind out the last of it. Look at that sight. Whoo! And yes, we got some floaty chests here. Been scrambling, running around after everyone, picking up their blocks, trying to fill these chests up. But I did get rid of that janky staircase that you saw a second ago in the time-lapse, and, whew, it really is a sight down here, isn't it? It's actually one that's supposed to be experienced like this. Remember, the concept is that we are able to fly into the cracks of the ribcage. So this is like our space to navigate using rockets, gliding around, and then finding the different locations we want to go to. And of course, I'm not just going to leave it all dark and black like you can see behind me. We'll change some of these blocks out when they will link up to other places in the base. Anyways, if you want to watch the stream where we did this together, we had a great time hanging out. It's over on the second channel where all of my live streams go. I'll also link to it in the description box down below. And this next bit you're going to watch is actually from the live stream itself. We essentially stumbled onto an opportunity to troll another hermit, but to troll them with kindness and help them out in their time of need fighting the Ender Dragon.
I think B00 is about to fight the dragon, so he's about to just like come here and fight it, and there's gonna be like 6 of us standing behind him, and it's gonna be amazing.
Should we just go up there when he's there and just sort of
I
like,
think so.
Yeah.
Hello? I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Hello.
We have to leave the chat if we want to talk to B-dubs.
Oh yeah, okay.
X, my nerves are shot right now. Are you talking?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh,
Did I
what are you
spook
doing
you?
here? Yes, very badly.
I'm about to fight the End Dragon.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. I heard someone
For
was going to
what?
spawn it. I was like, dang, I want to get involved in this.
Are you seriously about to?
Yeah, I was going to bring some friends as well. Is that all right?
Yes. What are you guys doing?
We're slaying dragons. Come on, let's hop through.
That's all. That's it.
That's it. We're here to slay dragons, my dude.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for Dragon's Breath.
Let's do it.
Oh my goodness, you couldn't script this. I was very nervous. I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna die today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you got backup. I mean, hang on a minute. You're wearing chain armor.
I know. I was just in the process of taking care of that.
Ah.
I'm gonna get some iron going.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, B-dubs!
Hello.
Hello.
You guys are in luck. I brought crystals.
Oh, joy! This is the best day
Yes.
ever.
That's great
Best
for
day
my
ever.
chi.
Oh, hey, what do you got
None
in here?
of you guys are taking Dragon's Breath, are you?
No,
No.
What's everybody opening my box for? Stay out of this.
we love your box, B-dubs.
Stop it. It's mine. Okay.
Combo.
I have a bet if somebody wants to set their spawn point.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I did that a second ago. I'm on top of that. Yeah. No, I've
This
already
is a
done
prank.
that.
This is I'm gonna
Wait.
explode you prank.
Oh,
Oh, definitely.
speed ups,
Yeah,
speed ups.
definitely.
Yes.
Oh, what just happened? Oh, okay.
You're
Don't
gonna
do
have
it.
to
Set
make
your
me
spawn.
Get
sleep.
attacked by a bird?
No.
Don't do it.
No.
I just did it.
No.
No, it's just.
Wait, you don't wanna
a
set
bird
your spawn
outside,
point?
Joe.
You don't? Okay, he's not setting the spawn point.
I know this trick. I'm facing enough
Do it to
opposition here
B-dubs
with
as
this
well.
dragon.
Hang on, this is where we can get the good dragon's breath.
Don't jump.
Oh god, it's
That's the
always
good
so
stuff.
loud. Why?
That's the good stuff.
Teamwork.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
I did it.
Nice.
Dead. Easy.
Yellow.
It didn't really take out any buttons, did it?
No. Dragon's a really easy fight.
Yeah. Shower.
Oh yeah, there's a
All
bunch
the
of XP.
XPs.
Get this good. I got 1 level.
Woo!
Wow.
I don't think I even got one level.
Oh, we should totally rig up some TNT under one of them. Give me a game. Every
Surprise!
time you're in the end, you got to stand on a button and press it.
Yeah.
Could that be a mini game? You know, like
It could be.
dig straight down. Except
Anything's a mini game if you want to die
yeah,
enough.
blown up.
You know, I was thinking, people in my chat are saying the
Joe's like, I'll
TNT
reveal my
under
face for
buttons-
5K.
TNT under buttons could be Minesweeper.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, Joe.
So in the rest of that live stream that you were just watching clips from, we figured out how to create Minesweeper in Minecraft, and I'm aware that some of y'all don't even know what Minesweeper is. We'll get to that in a moment. All you need to know right now is that Minesweeper is a game played in a grid, and Minecraft has its grid of blocks, and we found a way to actually create the contraptions needed that fit into the one block grid. So one of those contraptions is the mine found in Minesweeper. There will be buttons on top that the player has to press, and if they press one of a mine, then it's lights out, kaboom. Now next to the mine, which is our explosive TNT, the player can also press a button in this part of the grid, and what they need to learn is how many mines they are adjacent to. So with some sort of hat or block on this armor stand, we would be able to give the player a color, right? And that color would correspond to a number. So that could be number 1 or number 2 or number 3 based on how many mines are adjacent to this block. So dyeable leather hats would be perfect for this, but since I don't have leather or the dyes required, we're going to have to find something else. I don't think there's enough different types of hat I have access to either, but we're going to use this as a demonstration for now. So if I nudge the armor stand down into the piston, which you could probably also do without this book as well, then we need to drop in a block on top of it. And it looks like a hat is going to be out of the question anyway, because you can kind of see it through the top here. There may be a way I can find a solution for that, but if I go ahead and press this, it's not going to set off the TNT, but it will pop this out of the ground, and then that allows the player to look at it and go, ah, it's this type, that means that there are 3 mines nearby. Now this game is really old, and some of you right now are getting a big old dose of nostalgia, and some of you are like, what on earth is this? This is the game of Minesweeper. I'll link to the website in the description box down below, because it's no longer shipped with Windows 10, unfortunately, and we'll do a beginner game here where the grid will be smaller. Now you start off by clicking in a random place, and you got to hope that you don't immediately click on a mine. Can you detect where a mine is? Well, I can tell you that there's 2 in this corner. I'm actually going to go ahead and click on one, because that's game over, the same as a player blowing up the TNT in our game. So let's go again. This time I want to explain more of the concept of the game. You tend to start with the number 1s that only have 1 adjacent block to them, and then you right click on that to signify it's a mine. So this one is now next to that mine, and when we click here, we learn that this one is attached to 3. This one's only adjacent to 1, and kind of in a little bit of a dead end over there, so we'll come around to this side, and now you're probably getting a feel for how the game works. That one might have been a mistake, actually. Let's find out. Ah, I did make a mistake. This is a tough little cookie right here. And I want to make the game that we make a little tougher, so we're going to create a custom game with a 12 by 12 grid, and we're going to have 16 mines in total. This website then generates that for us, and I'm actually going to play this level, try and complete it, and then that will be our guide for how we're going to make the level in Minecraft. So we got the level layout down, and I've sussed out a few other things, like if the player wants to put a flag down, they would do it just like that, but there's no TNT under here. So let's go ahead and press this button. This is my failed attempt to do this with something like blocks. It's just a little inelegant. I don't like the way it's over to the side, and I think the solution that we're going to go with is this one over here. You might be able to tell what it is already. So the edge of our playing area would be surrounded by blocks, so you wouldn't be able to figure that out. Then you press the button and up pops that, which is much more visual, easier to follow, and I only need 3 different types. So that's going to be iron, gold, and diamonds. And with that, I have all of the components together to make a fully functional game of Minesweeper inside of Minecraft. How cool is that? So, where else to build a game that will destroy itself if you make a mistake? How about here, in the mining desert? A place that's already been ruined, since, as I described, this game, you know, will blow stuff up. So yes, we're going to construct it over in this scarred terrain, but as you'll see, I've gathered all of the things that we need. Look at all those chest plates. The golden ones I was able to make thanks to the help of XB Crafted, who dropped off a couple of stacks of gold ingots, and we've even got some diamond ones for this game, and all of the other components we need. What I don't have right now, though, is time, and I kind of want to wrap this episode up. So at the beginning of the next episode, we will see this thing fully complete, maybe in action as well, but right now there is one more thing for me to attend to. You may notice that I no longer have my regular pick. Aha! I am starting to understand the ways of the Bone Mage. Oh yes, leave and you shall receive. Yes, the altar here has some form of magical powers. Aha! It is not quite like it was before. It's been upgraded. It's been imbued with the power of the bone. You knew I was going to say that, right? Look at this thing. Isn't it super cool? Oh man, I love it. And now I can dual wield my bony weapons. Aha. They look like little shakers, don't they? As they go back and forth. Look at me. There will be more to come. I guess the question is, what else should we leave there on the altar? Let me know with a comment below, and while you're down there, leave a like if you want to support this episode, because it's the end of this episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon with the next one. Bye bye.